Hey guys, it's Eve with Scrapbooking with me, and we're going to start a new project. Yeah, we need new projects, don't we? I found these when I was cleaning out a drawer last night. I have sold a bunch of my Christmas extras that I had. I had those in two separate big, huge, over 3-pound bags. And I sold those last night. So when I was digging for all of that, I found these envelopes. And we used to call them inner office envelopes. I think they call them clasp envelopes now. But they're 9 inches by 12 inches, which is perfect size for a journal. So we're going to make a journal out of this. Now, I don't want to use this clip, so I'm going to try to get rid of it without tearing this up. I know it comes apart. You just have to be gentle with it. Let's see if I can find my little tool. I might can get under there. I just don't want to tear it. There it is. I don't want to tear the envelope, which I'm going to cover it with paper anyway, but I'm just trying to get it off without too much damage. And you can leave it on if you want. I know it's going to tear a hole in it, so because they're actually like brads, rivets on the other side. Rivets, not brads. Hopefully I didn't get my head in the shot. Just the least amount of damage that we can get. And I could have took this off before, but I thought somebody might want to see how I take it off. That's just how I do it. Now there's probably many other ways to do that. And I'm just going to go ahead and take those little pieces out of the center there, because they're going to fall out anyway. Now, then we can cover that with paper. And I'm going to cover this complete thing with paper and this, and then I'm going to use magnets to close it. Now on this end, we're not going to have a pocket unless we want to cut it open. So I'm thinking very seriously about cutting this one open and putting another flap on it so that it'll have a double flap on each side on each side. So what do you think? You think we should do that? Okay, let's fold this first. I made a journal out of one of these a few years ago, and I absolutely love it. I still use it. Okay, so that's going to go there. And just make sure that we've got it folded somewhat near straight. Alright, so now we have this, which is 6 inches by 9 inches. That's the size I make my journal, so perfect. Now I think I'm going to use some of my Winter Woodland collection. This is the digital that I made a while ago. And I just love these little creatures and the little girls and all of that. So I think I'm going to use this on my cover. Just trying to decide which one I want to use. I like that snow place like home, but I don't know if it's going to... And if my envelope shows a little bit around it, I don't mind that. We're going to ink it up anyway, like we normally do. I think I can get that on there. But then again, I look at this little guy, and I want him on there. Okay, I have a dilemma. I don't know what I want on there. Then I look at this one, and I want this one on there. That is cute. Snuggle weather. The only thing, this has got a kind of a frame, and it would definitely be off there. I might save that and do some work on the inside on that. So let's see if we have another one that will top that little guy. I love this one too. But I'd rather get the house and the bear. Y'all are seeing now what I go through when it's time to make a new journal. It's hard because picking out the paper, especially when you're having to cover the front is hard for me because I want to use them all. I want to use every one of them. Okay, I think I'm going to do this one, and I'm going to kind of put I'm not necessarily going to put them in the center. I'm going to put it a little bit off center, like maybe that, and then I can get most of my tree on there. And I can get the house and the bear. So I'm going to do that. But I'm going to ink around this envelope real quick, and then we'll come back and we'll start adding some things on here. Okay, we'll do the inside. We'll ink that later. Right now I want to see where I want to cut this. And I don't mind that little bit of orangish brown showing around this, since it is a woodland kind of journal. You could always trim it off if you don't want it that big. Okay, I think. Now I don't want to go all the way around with this. And I want a little bit of that yellow showing, yellowish brown showing. So, and we may ink it a little bit more. I don't know. I just did a real quick inking job there. But I've been wanting to use this collection since I made it. Because ooh, that'll make a good journal card. I loved it when I made it, and I just wanted to use it. Now, I think we'll use this to make our flap for this end, to make it fold over. So let's just do that real quick and see what it's going to be. See what it's going to be like. Yeah, I think that's going to work. We'll use this for the flap. Now, in order to use this for the flap, I definitely need to back it with something so that it will be stronger. And then I definitely need to fold it straight. Hopefully that's folded straight. Looks like it. So I need to back this with something nice and thick. What have I got? I've got some of this paper, and it's pretty thick. Not quite long enough. Well, I've got this paper, and it is thick, and it is long enough. Let's just do this side. And we'll put that on there. I hope this white is not washing it out too bad. It does that sometimes. I can't help it with all the lights I have to have on. Now I'm going to go a little bit past the fold, just so that it'll make it nice and strong. Whoops. Don't lay it down too quick. I have no idea. I probably did not put that down straight at all, but that's okay. As long as it reinforces that. That's all we care about. I'll tell you what, I'm just going to use my trimmer. It's dangerous me using the scissors at this time of day. No, I can't. I can't. It's okay. We'll get it. Okay. Now I want that flap like this flap, where it angles a little bit. So all I'm going to do is, I'm folding this over, but I'm not going to put a crease in it. And I'm just going to, if I can, like that. It's not perfect, but it's close enough. Yeah, that will work. So then we've created our flap there. So that would fold over. We're going to have to fold it again. There we go. That's our flap. Now I definitely want to ink this because I don't want any of that white showing around there. Don't put it on the wrong end. Right, so that'll go around through there. And that will glue on there. Okay, let's go ahead and cut this little pocket open. And I'm just shaving the very, very edge off of it. Just enough to open it up. There we go. Just gonna make sure I don't have anything in there that's gonna hinder my fold or putting something in the pocket. Okay, I think we're ready to glue. So I'm gonna hook that on there and then get it as straight as I can. It's not going to be perfect, but it'll be good enough. A little bit up. That looks good right there. And then while I'm holding that, I'm just going to go ahead and add my glue. I did leave my glue open a while ago. And so now it's going to be aggravating with me. Doesn't want to come out, but it's coming. Now this paper that I printed this on is a little bit thicker than regular copy paper, so I don't think I'll have any problems with it, the ink showing through. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my glue stick, and I'm going to get that pencil out from under there, and I'm just going to run over this and smooth all of that glue out. And it adds a little bit more glue to it as well. And it doesn't hurt your glue stick at all. Then we'll fold it over. And just make sure you get it up nice and tight against that fold right there. Alright, it's a little bit crooked, but it'll be good enough because we'll put some lace over here. Nobody will ever know the difference. So that's the front of the journal right there. I just love that bear. And then this is going to be a pocket, and that will fold over. But I'm going to try my best to do this pocket like this pocket, where it angles down just a little bit. I should have done that probably a little while ago, but you know, I don't think of these things until I start putting something else together. Then I think. And I know that is like butchered. It's a whole lot harder to cut when it is together. So hold on, I'm going to get this over here away from the microphone so I can do a little work on it here. And then we'll trim it. There we go. I just had to get it folded a little bit so I could trim it off. That is some tough paper right there. I don't think this will come apart. Okay. Now, got all our little pieces off of there. So I'm going to cover the back while that part dries. So let's see what paper we want to use on the back. Might use this little deer paper, and I'm just going to let it come up enough to cover this flap as well. So we'll go ahead and tear it off. And I think that's going to work right there. Looks pretty good. Okay, so we're going to put our glue on there and glue that down. Okay, put it down like that. Yeah, all of this will be covered with lace, so I'm not worried about that at all. Then press that down, and then we're going to trim this off. I know I'm flipping things around in front of your eyes. You might have to shut them for a little while till I get all of this finished. It's so big, it's hard for me not to flip it around. Okay, so we got the front and we got the back. I need to cover this with something. I might just cover it with this and then trim it. I'll tell you what, let's just use this. Okay, let's put some glue. Let's see. We're going to put our glue here. We may have to go in with the tip and put a little bit more down in there, but I think this will work for now. Make sure that I get all the clumps out of there. Clumps and lumps. And then, let's see. Boy, that was crooked, wasn't it? Which it doesn't matter because I'm going to be tearing this, cutting this off in a little bit anyway, but let's get it a little bit straighter. Okay, I'm going to put some more glue on this just so it'll stick down in the pocket. Then we'll see if we can slide that in. Like a little bit more, you can do it. That'll work right there. Okay, now all we need to do is trim this off. So there we go. We have the front and the back closures. I'm going to call them closures. Now we're going to put some paper on here, but before we do, we're going to put our magnets on. Now I think I may have to use 4 magnets, 2 on each end. So we shall see. I'm pretty sure I probably will. I just want it to close well. And these magnets got stuck down in this little thing and I can't get them out. There we go. Okay, we'll put another one right there. And then that clicks on there. Let's see if I have one that goes with that other on there. I do not know why these are acting up on me. I know it's been a while since I used them. There we go. Alright, and then we're going to do the same thing down here. So maybe right there. They're going to be covered, so don't worry if they're not in the same spot or not perfectly even, just don't worry about that. There we go. These are our basic gray magnets. They have a little piece of paper on the back that kind of helps. It has the sticky under it, so all you have to do is pull that paper off after you get them out of this little thing. I don't know, these are acting like they've got glue under them. These are some of the old ones I've had in my stash forever and ever. I'm sure yours will not be that hard. Now this one already has the back off of it. So I'm just going to go ahead and pull the back off of these. That little piece of paper. Try not to pull the glue off too. There. Then we're going to fold these over, if I can. Now you need to get your fold as straight as you possibly can, because when these magnets glue on, when they come off, when you take them off, they take paper and all. So get it as straight as you can the first time, which mine is never perfect, but it doesn't have to be perfect, does it? There we go. I think I should have stitched that little edge, but see, then when you open it up, your magnets are in the right place. And you might want to wait till your glue dries so that you don't get the little ripples like I did, but that's okay. That will close it up. I'm going to put these two pieces on the inside. This is just the other side of that. This one won't be as wide as this one, but I'm going to put lace there in the middle anyway, so it's not going to matter. It's going to be covered. And I'm just going to ink a little bit around this one. When I made it, I did do some faux inking on it, but I just want to make sure all the sides have the same amount on there. So let's put this one down first. I started it. I'm bad about not starting my camera back up, and I just start talking, and I'm talking to nobody. But I started it back this time. Now make sure that you cover up your magnets and that they're, you know, pretty well covered and glued down. You may have to add a little bit extra glue to them depending on how much you're going to put in your pockets, how much pressure they're going to have on them. Sometimes I do and sometimes I don't. Usually that right there will hold it down well. Oh yeah, that works. Now, and we'll punch out some little circles to put on these. You could have put it underneath this, but I found that the more layers of paper you have between the magnets, the less they stick. So it's better to have less than more in this situation. So I just punch out a little piece of paper and put it on top of it. It works just as well. The magnet still gets magnetized to the other one. Sometimes when you put that extra thick paper through on top of it, it doesn't do as well. I hope that made sense. I know you're saying, well, you said you wouldn't put another layer of paper, but then you said you'd put punch out a dot and put on it. So, well, the dot that I punch out is made out of just plain little thin paper, so it doesn't hinder it. Not at all. I just kind of go around each of the magnets, pressing that paper down. Somehow I never get that little corner right there. I don't know how. I miss it. Okay, then we'll put some lace down through here. And that will be the front and the back covered. The magnets are holding, so that's good. So let me find some lace that I want to... Oh, no. Okay, you want to see something that Edith does quite frequently, and I'm sure you probably said, you're putting that on upside down. Look, you see that way? Yeah, I put it on upside down. So, to tear this off would be to ruin the whole thing. So I'm just going to add another piece of paper on top of it. It's not as good as it needs to be, but it's just going to have to work. Man, I really wanted that one on there too. So, I don't know if my magnets are going to actually stick after I do this. That's the problem. Because they're going to have 2 layers of paper between them. If they don't, then I'll just add something else. I'll add another magnet, or I'll add some Velcro. I'll do something with it. Anyway, here we go again. Now let's don't glue this upside down, Edith. There's the front. There's that. Not upside down, not upside down. I told you, I'm bad about putting things upside down. That is one of my things that I do quite frequently. That's how I've learned how to fix things. Because I make a mess and I have to fix it. Now when you're putting another layer on there, just need to make sure that you cover that first one. There we go. Oh, now I hear the UPS driver out there. It's okay, he can leave it outside the door. I don't think I'm going to go to the door right now. That will work. Okay. Then we'll put this one on. And this one is almost going to cover. I'm going to let it cover up here, not here, because like I said, I'll put my piece of lace there. So we shouldn't have to worry about that one. Yeah, you get to watch me fix my messes. Alright, that's what you get when you don't exactly have a plan. Well, my magnets are still sticking. Not as well as they should, but I may have to put some bigger ones under there. Oh well, we'll worry about that later. Right now I'm going to find some lace that I can put in the middle of those. And over here, I'm going to put this lace on. And if I can run my lace straight, then all of my pages that I put on should look straight. And this will help when we're stitching in our signature, because it won't let this paper tear like it would if we didn't have anything on it. Let's see. I think that's the right side. I'm just going to let it hang off just a little bit on either end right now. Now that is not glued all the way out to here. I will glue that in a minute. Right now I'm just going to let that I've got down the center dry a little bit. And I hope, looks like I've got it pretty straight. So now I'm going to flip it over and we're going to put it on here too. I have a really hard time telling which side is which on this lace. This may be all I get done today on this video since I messed up. But that's alright. We can come back and finish it on another one. Now I'm just going to line the lace up with that's down below. Okay. Now, I probably don't need to fold that, but I'm doing it anyway. And I may trim some of that lace off later, but right now I'm going to leave it just as it is. I think that's going to be cute. So there is the inside. There's the outside. And we may do a little bit more on the outside. I don't know. I'll have to look through some different things and see what I've got. But we are going to stitch a signature in here using these papers. And then we will have 2 pockets on either end that we can put some goodies in. So I think right now I'm going to stop there. I'm going to let this all dry really well before I try to stitch, because the glue's still real wet. And then we'll come back and we'll stitch the signature in here, and then we'll start decorating. I like that. I like the bear on the front. And I love those little guys on the inside. And so far my magnets are doing pretty good. So, alright guys, I think that's it for the video today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got a little bit of something out of it. If you've got any of these envelopes, or even the smaller ones, you can use them to make some journals out of. And believe me, you can put quite a signature in here. Because I remember last time I think I put 20 pages in this. And then decorated them up. It does make it bulge out a little bit, like an alligator mouth, but that's how I like mine anyway. Alright, we'll talk to you guys later. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.